Hi everyone, welcome back to TaraChessAcademy. Today we'll be looking at Vichy's Immortal against Levon Aronian in 2013 in Weikenze. So let's get started. Levon begins with d4. Vichy responds with d5, c4, c6, the Slav defense, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, e6, the semi-Slav, e3, knight bd7. This is like the main line of the semi-Slav. Bishop d3, d takes c4, bishop takes c4, and b5. This is the Moran variation. Bishop d3, bishop d6, castles, castles, queen c2, bishop e7, e3, rook c8, and knight g5. So both sides have been just playing very naturally, developing all their pieces. So Levon is pressuring the h7 pawn here. So what he does is, well, he's saying that if Vichy goes h6, Levon will centralize his knight on e4. So what Vichy does is he opens up his bishop on b7, which is just staring at this pawn on c6. So now it's just opened, and now Levon is forced to take this. So Vichy says, I'll just give up the pawn. I have activity with these bishops. So bishop b5 is not a move because it's just like very easy to punish this here. And it's a very easy position. So very comfortable. And where black is much better. So also knight b5 is met with bishop captures on h2, king h2, knight g4, king g1, and we throw in the intermezzo, c takes d4. We'll capture the knight on g5 next, and we'll have a completely winning position. So Levon just has to capture this pawn here. So he goes knight h7, bishop h7 can be met with king h8. So knight h7 attacking the rook on f8. And now Vichy goes knight g4, pressuring the h2 pawn with the knight and the bishop here. So if white plays some move like knight f8, the threat is bishop h2, king h1, queen h4, the bishop will come back to g3, and then it'll be checkmate eventually. So after knight g4, Levon has to defend this pawn, so he chooses to do so by playing f4, stopping the bishop from looking at this h2 pawn. So Vichy goes c takes d4, c takes d4, and now what's the move that Vichy plays here? So the move that Vichy played here was bishop to c5, and it's even more impressive that he found this move because he was just only relying on fragments of what he recalled from this position like a long time ago. So what he recalled was that in some line, this knight gets to d3 here. So like say knight f8, queen d4, king h1, knight d3. The pawn has to go to h3 now. Knight df2. And this position is probably like around equal. Maybe black is the one who's pressing here, but probably holdable. So Levon says that your bishop is already hanging. What I'll do is I'll attack your knight on g4 by playing bishop e2. And now what was the follow-up that Vichy had in mind here? So I'll give you a couple seconds to pause the video. So the move that Vichy had in mind here was knight d to e5. Both of these pieces are hanging, but they can't be captured. So we'll look at both of the lines. So say d takes c5. Just queen d4. And if the king goes to h1, knight f2, this line is completely winning. So also, if the pawn captures back on e5, then queen d4, and king h1 will be met with the brilliant queen g1, rook g1, knight f2, smaller than mate. The king has nowhere to go because of the rook. So bishop g4, bishop d4, king h1, knight g4, knight f8. And the move that Vishy plays is he sees that this queen, it wants to go to h7. So if king f8, queen h7 will be the move. So what he does is he just stops all the counterplay here. And now the queen can no longer get to h7. So knight goes to g6, queen f6, h3, queen g6, queen e2. This knight can't be captured as it'll be checkmate after like queen h6 or queen h7. And so the queen has to go to e2, queen h5, and Levon makes his final mistake, queen d3. And after this next move, Levon resigned. Here, so I'll give you like a couple of seconds to pause the video and think. So the move that Vishy played to make Levon resign was he played bishop to e3, cutting off the queen from protecting this h3 pawn, which was pinned by the bishop on b7, looking at this king. So a very good game, like a modern example of Rottweiler versus Rubinstein. If you don't know that game, just check it out. So this is like a very, very good game. One of Vishy's most beautiful wins. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye.